Okay, good morning, everybody, for Thursday, the 8th of June. Not much changes, really. High pressure is sat a little bit higher now over the top of the Scandinavia and the North Sea, still bringing northeasterly winds. The factor of note, though, is this area of low pressure just out in the Azores. Down here, we're starting to see this area of instability moving up from the south, which may pose some interest at the weekend. Just change the wind direction as well, though, as you can see, so southeasterly, which will bring in potential humidity and thunderstorms later into the week. Looking at the winds then, today still easterly, probably more east than it has been in previous days. Generally in our region, 15 knots at flying heights. Satellite picture of the UK is a bit of a brighter start today, actually. Not so much in the way of low cloud trapped under an inversion. You can see more cloud up into the Midlands and East Anglia, up the eastern coast of England. But where we are, burning back quite nicely. Some bits of top cover around, but not too much significant weather to talk about. Your top temperature today is 22 degrees. Reasonable visibility, not always that good into sun, with isolated clouds today. And as you can see, that temperature continuing to go up over the next few days. We might see 28 degrees in London over the weekend. GFS generally agrees with that temperature profile, 23 degrees in the capital, 22 degrees in our region. And dew points sat somewhere around, well, in this area, maybe 10 degrees or so, but it might drop a little bit further. Just looking at the data I've got here. Inversion-wise, well, you can see that it's a fairly solid inversion this morning, at least to 1,000 feet initially, where we're probably going to need 12 to 14 degrees to get that out. And then, yeah, not really usable until we get sort of 19 or 20 degrees, which is probably going to be sort of mid-afternoon, early afternoon or so. So it's going to take quite a lot of heating to get that going, which is fairly standard for this sort of high pressure. Currently at Lasham with a temperature of 11, dew point of 7, and the picture outside is nice and blue and sunny. And look, the effort is even getting that slight tinge of brown on it, which shows we haven't had any rain for a little while, which is pretty surprising considering the weather we've had over spring. Farnborough currently reporting broken at 1,500 feet, and looking here at scattered at 2,000 feet throughout the day. I think it'll go cap okay, if I'm honest. I don't think we're looking too much in the way of clouds at all. Potential flight distance for today. I'll just get it up on the other screen, but it does look as if there is some cross-country potential this afternoon. Limited though based on how late it'll probably start. I said mid-afternoon being when it does look like that will come through. But I'll just get it up on the other screen and show you the exact detail of what we're looking at today. And here we go. Okay, potential flight distance of that, so not very far, maybe a couple of laps to Chilbolton Hungerford if you're lucky, or maybe, as everybody loves, out to the west. But yeah, it looks like 21 to 22 degrees will give us maybe 3,500 to 4,000 feet at mid-afternoon. But the wind is going to increase later in the day, which is going to give us that issue. And you can see first thing, absolutely no lift at all. And if I'm honest, until you get to about 2 o'clock, there's no soaring, pretty much. Once you get to 2 o'clock, we hit that sort of 21 degree mark. Then you're looking at blue up to 3,000 feet or so. Once you get up to 22 degrees, then maybe 4,000 feet is on the cards. Better out to the west, where you might see some cumulus just building up with some moisture in the West Country. But round us, we're sort of on the dividing line between pretty poor air and much better air out to the west. So yeah, either a lap of Chilbolton Hungerford or maybe down to Yeovil or something if you're really brave and want to come back into that wind. It won't go on too late. Sort of 6 o'clock, it's going to start dying off from the east, and you can see as well there's sea air coming into Devon in that place. But Wales looking quite reasonable as well for most of the day. But anywhere with a windward coast or within 100 kilometres of a windward coast is likely to have issues later in the day. Cloud amounts, yeah, blue. Simple as that. Okay, site forecast then for today, and as you can see, pretty weak to get going. Said 2 o'clock when you're getting 2.5 to 3 knots, and yeah, 3 to 3,500 feet above sea level, and then going up a little bit more into the afternoon. Top temperature here 23 degrees, dew points falling to 8 degrees during the day, and yeah, that wind ever present. So that gives you an idea of what today is going to be. NOTAM wise, we'll just take a look at that. And you can see Western on the green is active, mostly at night, but probably during the day as well. Parachuting at Sandown, active today. I'm told really only for this morning, but yeah, it does say on there for the full day. So parachuting at Sandown. There's a low fly past activity at this evening at Bryce Norton. That's probably to do with the King's birthday fly past, which is a rerun of the coronation fly past. I was at Odium yesterday and saw the helicopter element practicing, which was pretty impressive. As well, Little Rissington parachuting all day, 9 till 5, up to 10,500 feet. So 3 nautical miles at Little Rissington as well. Aero Expo has started at Northampton Sywell. Please check that in more detail. But yeah, that does look like it'll be good fun. But yeah, that's all day and all weekend at Aero Expo. And RAF Cosford will be having their air show, which is on Sunday, but there'll be rehearsals and stuff on Saturday. So yeah, 17 air display at Hove, East Sussex. So well down on the coast there, between 1 and 3 local time. Okay. Goods. Operationally today, we're going to be runway 09. Again, everything launching from the launch points, no grids today. Aero towing off the north side of the runway, winching from the south side. We do have a cable inspection due to complete around 10 o'clock this morning. We do also have a jet movement inbound from Birmingham, another TUI 737. Now that'll be due in just after midday. And I'll keep you all in the loop on that. Okay, just remember that wind gradient that we've got at the moment today. Quite a lot of people being caught out by how turbulent it is. Just please keep that in mind as you either aerosol come to land and plan accordingly. But I think for the first part of the day, once you're above 500 feet, it'll get a bit smooth as there's no convection. Right, we'll see you on the airfield shortly. Bye for now.